So you want to start selling more over the phone? I got an answer for you right now. Let's go. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the channel, the #1 place for entrepreneurs on the planet, period. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I think you're gonna like what you're gonna see. Okay, let's jump right into it. What we're gonna talk about today is a sales funnel. So you don't like using the phone because when you think about the phone, you're thinking about cold calls. There's two different types of calls you're gonna have here. Cold calls are one thing, warm calls are another thing, and a hot call is something, well, it's pretty much a slam dunk. So today we're talking about what I like to categorize as a warm call, and I think everybody needs to implement this into your funnels. #1 is you need to understand what the workflow is about. There's a pipeline going on here. You need to understand the pipeline. I remember years ago, I was working in phone rooms, but I've been working in phone rooms since I'm 14, 15 years old to get a little extra cash. And that's how I kind of learned the phones. But I remember they used to just kind of throw you in the boiler room. They gave you a piece of paper to read off of, and it sounded something like this. "Hello, sir or ma'am. I would like to call you and tell you about blah." That's a cold call, but that's a cold call from somebody that doesn't know the script, they don't know the workflow, and they don't understand what needs to be done. The one thing that I did like about the boiler rooms was that you had to make a sale now. You didn't try to follow up. You didn't imagine that there were going to be any follow-ups. You knew that you had to make a sale right now. If you didn't, that call was gone and there was no really follow-up. Later on, I started learning about WIPs, which was a software that came out called a work in progress. What we're going to talk about now is the sales funnel. Sales 2.0. If you want to start making more calls over the phone, you need to have people call you. Now, there's a mental challenge that goes along with this as well. If they're calling you, then again, they're calling someone that they want to talk to. There's that. They're talking to an expert. They're seeking out your product because they're demonstrating a need for what you have. So there's a psychological thing that's going on there, #1. You're standing up here, they're down here asking you for your help. If you're catching them at a bad time with a cold call, which is almost 100%, 99% of the time, man, I'll never forget, just about any time you call, I'm sitting up, the answer is always, I'm sitting at the dinner table having dinner with my family. They're going to hit you with that every time. But if they schedule a call with you, it's something totally different. If they pick a time that they know that they're going to be free, you have their 100% undivided attention. And that's where you want to have them. So #1, they're seeking out your expertise. They want to talk to you, and they're for sure looking at your product to solve a problem. The next thing is, you know that they have the time to talk to you because they scheduled that time to talk to you, right? So now, how do you get them to do that? What I do, #1, is I send them a link. Plain and simple, a link to my scheduling software. People use Calendly. I use Book Like a Boss. There's a bunch of people that you can use to get that link and send them to schedule your time. So when somebody says, "Hey man, I'd really like to have a call with you. Let's jump on a call. Here's my calendar." Now, once you get them to schedule that time, my #1 go-to place to get on the phone with someone now is Skype. I don't think you can beat Skype. Just about I haven't met anybody that doesn't have Skype. So just about everybody has Skype. It's easy to schedule a call. And the one thing that I really love is you have it on your mobile phone or your computer, your laptop, or your iPad. It's always there. And they can hit you with a little message first and say, "Hey, you ready?" Or I like to use their button where they make the appointment, they make the call, all video, all in one place. The phone itself, like dialing their 10-digit phone number, you don't have to do that now. Almost everybody has Skype, almost everybody has WhatsApp. So now that we've gotten an appointment, now that we know where we're going to talk to them, what the hell are we going to say to them? You need to have a script. When you're a veteran, you're not going to go with a script. I'll be honest with you. I don't sit there and read a script when I'm on the phone, but I understand the number one reason for a script is not for the actual sales process. It's to control the narrative of the phone call. You want to control exactly what's being said and lead your prospect to the sale. That's your number one reason for having a script. Even if all you do, and this is what I do, is make an outline of your call. Don't start off the call with, hey, how's it going? Get right to the business of whatever it is you need to do. They know why they're on the call. There's no chit chat. Hey, let's get right down to it. Jump into it, no fluff, no anything, no salutations and, oh, how's the weather down there? There's none of that. I like to do that kind of stuff after the call, right? After we've made a verbal agreement, kind of let them cool off a little bit before I hang up and talk about stuff like that. And that's just something I like to do. But in the beginning, get right to it. I've always said this, and you guys know I'm going to say it again. Delay is the death of a sale. Be timely with what you're talking about. Be respectful. Be entertaining, be interesting, and keep them interested. I don't know if I can say that again because that was awesome, so rewind it. Those are all the things that I do on a call to keep people going down my flow. And once you get the flow of a call, you're gonna lead them down the sales path. You're gonna ask questions. You're gonna find out what it is they need first. Listen more than you talk so you can get the answers so your product can be the solution to those problems that they told you about. You're talking about your product, and your product probably is awesome, but we just don't want to blanket that awesomeness. We want to find out exactly what parts of my software, what parts of my product, what part of my real estate can really fix their problem. Man, number one, I really want a swimming pool because I want to be able to swim every day and exercise. Then don't pitch the guy a property that doesn't have a swimming pool. Jay Abraham came up with a story one day on one of his seminars, and he talked about how he was really inebriated after he had been at the bar hanging out because he doesn't like people approaching him at the bar, and he was inebriated, and he was standing at the elevator, and he was almost not able to even stand up. He was just kind of, woozy and standing around. And somebody walked up to him, and he wasn't really talking to him, and the guy just rattled on about all kind of stuff. And he got on the elevator, and before he got off the elevator, the guy shook his hand and said, man, you're probably one of the most interesting guys I've ever met. Being more interesting is being more interested. People love talking about themselves. It's their favorite subject. Let them talk about themselves and you'll be more interesting. Keep it real when you're on the phone. Don't fluff them up, and I said this in the beginning, but keep it real. Don't beat around the bush. Businessmen, most businessmen, I know I am, want you to get right to the point and keep it real. Be honest with people. If your product can't do some things that they're asking for, if they have unrealistic expectations, let them know that they have unrealistic expectations. Use third-party data to support what you're talking about. It's really a trip how marketing, copywriting, and all that, it all ends up kind of being the same, even when you're in a sales process. In copywriting, the first thing you want to do is show proof. You want to show people why they need your product. You want to show people third-party data showing, hey, this is what this study said, or case study. You want to show these during your copywriting. Well, the same thing goes for your sales presentation. Use third-party data to solidify your sale. Show proof of why their expectations are nuts, right? Because a lot of people have unrealistic expectations, or a lot of people overestimate what they can do with your product, or any product for that matter. Let's wrap it all up in a nice little bow and tell you exactly how the flow works. You don't want to get on the phone with somebody that doesn't have the power to pull the trigger. So the first thing that I do is I get with them in a cold email. I get with them on some type of digital network, and I make sure they're the person that can pull the trigger. Once I qualify that they can actually talk to me on the phone, I kind of do like a little pre-sale. This is why this works so well. The next thing I do is I pass them my link. Now that link could be a Dirt Button link. Now, what Dirt Button does is it gives, it's like Calendly, right? But what you can do is you can actually schedule your phone calls there and do video calls all in one place. It's really awesome. And if you're some type of personal trainer or a mentor or some type of like life coach or whatever, you can actually charge for the phone calls as well. Everything done all in one place. And right now, we have a lifetime deal going on for Dirt Button for $49. So click the link below. Once you schedule that time with them, and you want to tell them, okay, let's meet on their button or let's meet on Skype or whatever. And you don't have to use their button. You could use Calendly. There's free services out there. You could use Book Like a Boss, whatever you like to use. Me personally, I like to have my own personal link on how to book a call with me. So like if you go to book Sonny Live, that goes right to my booking page. So I like to pass them an easy link, bookmelive.com or something like that, right? Something simple. Like if you want to find all the books that I suggest, you can go to mykit.io, right? And that'll take you to everything that I use for my YouTube channel. Really easy things to remember. So once I pass them that link and they schedule themselves, now we're into positioning now. We talked about how we want to position ourselves where they have enough time to talk to us. We know that. And they're also reaching out to us to show that they're interested in our product. So we're positioned in a good place. Once I get on the phone, I reconfirm with them. And I use Skype, WhatsApp, or their button. I reconfirm with them and find out exactly, are they the person that can pull the trigger? I'm timely, I'm interesting, and I'm interested. And I'm entertaining all at the same time, and sometimes that's hard to do. Write yourself a script up. Make sure that you have all the points that you want to go over. Make sure you use third-party data to show proof and sell your product. I'm telling you now, everything that I'm telling you right now is exactly what I do. Of course, I don't have to write it down anymore, but I'll tell you, I have an 80%, almost 90% close rate. And remember, on all of your sales, no matter what you're doing, a proposition is a sale. No matter what it is, if you're looking to buy property, if you're looking to sell property, somebody's going to get sold on somebody else's deal. So if you're trying to sell a property, they're going to sell you on how much they're going to pay, or you're going to sell them on how much you want to get paid. Either way, there's a sale going down. So remember that when you're talking. Another thing that I want you to remember during this sales call is all sales can be closed and will be closed. Your main objective is to close the sale now, but don't forget the money is in the follow-up. Understanding that you can make money after that call is something that you need to know, and if you have sales guys, they need to know that. Right now seems like a good time to tell you that if you like this video, smash that thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, and hit the bell button to get notifications of when I upload these videos. Share this video, man. Sharing is caring. Somebody might need to know this information, and I'd love for you to pass it on to them. And also comment below, man. Tell me some of your sales techniques. I read and respond to every comment. This entrepreneur thing, being a good salesperson, is an everyday thing, man. No excuses, no explanations. Let's get it done.